Welcome back!
We are MindMeld. This is episode 3 for the same night, honestly.
Yeah.
I am Diesel.
JJ.
And Marshmallow.
Okay, tonight we are going to be talking about mythical creatures. We are talking griffins, vampires, werewolves, witches, changelings,
Ghouls.
boggers,
Would you say
flubkins. Huh?
Would you say ghouls?
Yeah, guys, ghouls too. I would say.
Depends
Yeah,
what type of ghouls you're talking about.
Owl ghouls or ghouls?
Ghouls like Japan ghouls, Tokyo ghouls type stuff.
Tokyo ghouls are just essentially cannibalistic vampires.
True.
So, I mean,
Vampire.
but that's anime, okay? We're talking about stuff that's been seen throughout
That's actually a
history.
mythical thing that's in Japan.
Is it?
Yeah, it's actually real.
Is that?
Well, it's not real. It's an actual mythical thing they believe.
Okay, sorry, but pause. Mr. Clean will not be joining us because he's having a little bit of a conniption fit. So, we're gonna be having this conversation without him tonight. Back to what we were saying. So, throughout history, we have...
Don't look at the corner.
We as humans have seen strange things we cannot explain.
Mothman. That's.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
No, I've seen the picture of the Mothman and I freak out every time I see him. I'm like, dude, that legit looks like a guy. His body's legit flying with wings. Wasn't the most popular photo at the Golden Gate Bridge, actually? Wasn't it?
But there's been like things like the Loch Ness Monster. There's been
I've-
photos supposedly taken of it, but we don't know if they're real or not because it's photos and they're like blurry or they're out of focus or something.
Bigfoot's original photo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like there's videos of Bigfoot and all you see is just a walking blob and it just feels
Yeah.
like
Or,
is that an actual
or
man or is
CGI.
that a man in his fur suit?
What's
We caught you on camera, bro.
So I did it action?
Yeah.
How? Oh, just barely my head, huh?
And now your finger.
Fuck it, whatever.
Okay, what the? Strike one for the camera, man.
Shart.
But anyway, okay, griffins, UFOs. I mean, I wouldn't say UFOs either.
Aliens.
I mean, I wouldn't say UFOs
That's
because
more supernatural.
yeah, I would
Yeah.
say. But
Because there's more actual cases. Area 51.
let's not go with that. Okay, we'll talk
That's
about
supernatural. That's a different story.
that. Let's okay, but vampires. There's been proven cases throughout history of somebody
What
that
about the
has-
Naruto run?
Huh?
What about the Naruto run?
just okay. They turned their front two top teeth down to points, and they would bite their victims in the neck, and they would drink their blood. They wouldn't be drained of blood unless they would have hung them upside down from their feet, which has been done before in the past, and it drained their blood from their neck.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the entire body, all the blood just goes from their feet up to the head. That's why your head wounds bleed more. Lycanthropy, which is basically werewolf. There is no actual proven stories of anybody being, like, shape-shifting into a werewolf.
No.
There's shapeshifters, which
Well, like skinwalkers and things, like maybe.
the deer. Have you seen that deer? It's like the deer look, but it's like the back legs are all just out.
Oh, you're talking about the Jersey Devil.
No, not the Jersey Devil. This is like a legit deer. It looks like a legit deer, but the back half of it is whole. It's a whole different story. It looks creepy,
Yeah, I've seen it. That's the Jersey Devil. I mean,
but it doesn't have wings. There's
Hmm?
no wings. The Jersey Devil has wings. It's
no,
like
it doesn't.
It does.
No, the old version of the Jersey Devil was the head of the deer, the body of a man, but disfigured, elongated,
goat.
and rotten.
There's a piece of goat in it too. Somewhere.
No, it was just, it looked like a man, but actually it looked more like a standing upright deer.
Yeah.
But it was elongated, it was standing upright bipedal, and it had fingers, and it was just,
It's
very-
a mess. It's a mess.
it was just very rotten and stinky.
Which it was a curse actually on the family of the Jersey Devil. That's how the Jersey Devil came to play, is a curse.
So we got cameraman dancing in the background. Yeah, he's telling us to hush. Yeah.
Secrets.
But, there was actually a town back in, I want to say 1765. It was started in, I want to say, Sweden. They would actually put metal cages over graves, believing that they would rise from the dead.
Zombies.
No, vampires.
Oh.
Vampirism has been, throughout history, started way back in friggin' 80.
But has technically been debunked.
BC. I'm sorry, BC.
Oof.
BC, because they were talking about it back in caveman ages. There was pictures depicted on cave walls of people drinking other people's blood. And throughout history, it has become something of a fandom, sort of.
Yeah.
Because you have the whole things of all these movies, all these books and cartoons and TV shows of vampires living hundreds of years and then falling in love with one human.
And then
Big whoop.
hell breaks loose.
Strike one.
Say bad word.
Yeah, cameraman's got a comment.
After you've already got your first strike.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He's no longer cameraman. He is officially director.
Or
Moderator.
Yeah, moderator.
Yeah, let's go with moderator. Honestly,
You sound professional, aren't you?
I'm very professional.
just like moderator, stand right back here somewhere, and just like
Just show that you're
moderate.
here still. Show that your presence is known.
Yeah, just like moderate somewhere creepily from the background.
Just go to the door right there.
Yeah, just like creepy, like. Yeah, there we go. Hi.
He's back there.
Anyway, there was a story that was in. Don't take my word for it. This is like hearing it from hearsay. I want to say 1822.
Well, which story? There's many stories that come from that around that time.
Well, it was actually a story of lycanthropy. It was not like a Helsing or something like that. It was guy, he went hunting trip and he was bitten by a wolf and he started to experience all of these symptoms of what he believed to be lycanthropy, which was he started to start growling, he started to feel a pull towards the moon, he felt his bones were breaking and all this, but what it really was he actually caught a disease from a wolf biting him. Because, animals, they're not exactly clean.
Rabies.
Yeah. But, there's Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, there's,
Mothman,
Jersey Devil, vampires, werewolves, all of them. I mean, if you pick any one of them, there's some fraction of truth to it, but it's just fear and...
Or extinction.
Yeah, that too. I mean...
Loch Ness Monster could have been a real thing, being dinosaurs.
Yeah, honestly, because it could be a
Because that's what his
breed of dinosaurs that had thought to gone extinct because of the.
Well, kind of think about this. There's that I can't remember. It's like a tiger-looking animal that they just recently found this past week. I believe it was.
I have not heard of this.
It was supposed to have been thought to be extinct about 3,000 years ago.
Like Siberian tiger or something like that?
Yeah.
Saber-toothed tiger?
No,
Yeah, saber-tooth.
it's not a Siberian. It's actually like this is. It looks really. It's like a zebra design on the. Yeah, it's really weird. I can't think of what it's called either.
I can't. I know which one you're talking about. It looks like a tiger, but it looks like a zebra too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I've seen it.
And the face is really pretty on it. It's like a really pretty looking animal too.
Yeah, I'm just seeing him from the back from the camera, and it just like
He really blends in.
I'm waiting for him to jump out and just start choking me, just like horror movies.
How you doing back there?
Good.
Speaking of horror movies, we're gonna try and do a Halloween special.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Hopefully, we're all gonna dress up. We're gonna have Connor dress up. You don't know who Connor is, so let's just continue. We're gonna have JJ dress up. We're gonna have Marshmallow dress up. We're gonna have me dress up. We're gonna have Mr. Clean dress up. We might even have the cameraman dress up.
Maybe.
Moderate.
Who knows?
Come on, the Jew dress. Wait, what do you dress up as?
I don't know.
He might dress up as a Jew.
He may be
So are you
all-
gonna be Diesel?
I'll bring my yarmulke. I'll actually wear it.
Okay, the fact that you actually pronounced that right, I'm sorry.
It's just like every speech that you just said right there was just correct on it. It was on the spot. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Okay, but anyway,
I guess
continuing.
a football player.
Do you have any creatures that you want to talk about that's like any...
Well, I guess first question actually in general, which one do we believe? Personally.
I mean, belief is all about, in my opinion, evidence.
Yeah. I have to have actual evidence to say, yeah, I kind of see that happening.
Well, I mean, he's been quiet, so why don't we let him say something?
I haven't really looked into this topic.
Well, it's like, what's something that you've always believed was real?
Yeah.
That's said not to
like
be.
fucking Tooth Fairy. I will take that strike too.
Yeah. Strike right here. There's one.
Get that strike in!
I'll take that strike too.
We're going bowling, y'all.
Okay, I'll take that strike two for that, okay?
We're going bowling.
Tooth Fairy, like, do you believe in Santa, Easter Bunny,
Well, that's...
Jack Frost?
Okay, Santa Claus is scary to me.
Mythical.
Santa Claus is a stalker.
No.
He breaks into your house and he leaves toys, okay?
But he's a stalker. And he steals your food.
How is it stealing when you leave it out for
Well,
him?
yeah, if you're leaving it out for him, it's not stealing.
The thing is, like, what if you eat one of the bites from him, if you get a little hungry, and then he goes in and he takes the rest of it? What if I wanted to finish that cookie?
Well, then you would have finished it, right?
Then you would have gone back to the fridge where there's more cookies and ate the rest.
But what if he stole those? You never know. Santa's a big guy.
No.
Yeah,
to
he
be honest,
does.
I used to be
But
scared of the Easter Bunny.
He eats cookies for
How can you eat? Oh, never mind. I'm not even gonna go there. But okay, so.
Alright.
Griffins.
Diesel. Hang on, Diesel.
What are those?
You don't know what a
Griffins?
griffin
You
is?
don't know what a
Okay, it's like eagle, part lion.
And yeah, eagle, lion. Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah.
really it.
It's got the wings and head of an eagle and the front legs of an eagle, but it's got the back half of a lion.
You've never heard of a griffin?
No.
It is like giant.
Have you seen Bakugan?
Okay, have you
How
seen
have
Spider
you not
Chronicles?
seen
No.
We're just listing off names, and we are so sorry, but we might not be able to pay for the copyright and everything.
Narnia.
No.
What the heck?
I know.
I will take that strike three.
Heck? What?
He'll be back.
He's
in a
kicked
little
out!
bit. Time to continue
All right.
this conversation.
That means I'm in the middle now.
I'm coming back!
For later.
In like 2 minutes, he'll be back.
That doesn't matter. I'm getting my spotlight. All right. So
He's just over there messing with
what's
the
any
cookie
that you know of?
Like,
Do you live like vampires?
yeah.
Do you think they are, or
I think they used to.
what about Loch Ness Monster? Because that's
No.
Bigfoot.
No.
So, what is your belief on Bigfoot? Like, what do you see it as?
Like, I feel like sometimes, like, it could be like a bear standing straight up and they just catch it. Like,
Well, it's kind of like, I always see it, because if you think of, evolution as the theory, it's just a man before he loses all the
Yeah.
hair. A hominid or whatever. I think it is hominid. See it like that. So you'd say more on the Bigfoot?
yeah.
I kind of see more of Loch Ness Monster still being a thing,
Not really.
because you never know.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, 80% of the ocean has yet to been explored, so we don't fully know.
Yeah, it's like
everything that's
what's
still there.
what's the octopus called again?
The octopus.
Yeah,
The giant octopus.
Yeah, I can't remember what's the Kraken.
The kraken.
Yeah, Kraken. That could be a real thing, and you just don't know it.
Who knows?
Time just tells. It's kind of like, look at Jurassic Park. In Jurassic World, they're making the genetic mutations.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back, folks. Hand up my seat, okay?
I had a great spotlight.
Okay, yeah, it would last for all of that long. But let me just point out, the Kraken, okay, they made a drink after that thing, okay?
So how do you know it's not fake?
We don't know, because as he said, 80% of the ocean has not been explored yet.
Even more.
And even more is that you know the Mariana Trench, right?
Most likely, yes.
Yeah.
Mariana Trench is the deepest part of the ocean, and it is a literal trench that is I can't remember how deep.
It's not
it
that
is.
little.
I can't remember how deep it is, but it is something in the 100,000s.
I don't doubt it.
I don't know. I think it's a couple miles deep.
100,000 miles deep.
No, it's not that deep because that'd go through the crust. The crust is about 30 miles deep. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Of the Earth. It's really not that.
But nobody can go down there because of the water pressure, so they can't explore it. So they can't tell if that creature.
And then the machines can't make it yet because.
Well, yeah, because of the water pressure, like you
Yeah.
just said. But nobody can tell because these creatures that might be from way down there, like the Kraken or the Loch Ness Monster, they might have adapted to this pressure so they can hide. Like, for example, like when the crater hit the Earth and wiped out all the dinosaurs, we don't know if some of them survived just by adapting.
And we actually don't know if it was a crater that hit it.
Well, no, we
we
do
already-
know that it was a meteor that hit. It hit around Central America. It created cenotes, which are it's a series of underground caves, and it's underground rivers actually, and there's a specific type of shark that lives in them. They're
Megalodon?
no, they're really small. When I was in Mexico visiting, we got to see some because we got.
So they're like a very low populated.
Yeah,
species.
they used to represent the underworld for the Mayans and Aztecs. Yeah, they believed that when you died, you would put the body into these
Underground rivers?
underground rivers, and they would take you to the afterlife. But it just so happens that that's also where they got their drinking water from, and that's why they died off.
Okay, so interesting fact of the day.
Yeah. That's
So-
like a kind of scary fact. I'm not gonna lie. It's spooky.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this out there. The Native Americans believed in a creature called the Yanaldushi, and if you look it up in the books, it looks oddly a lot like a werewolf. However, the Yanaldushi was, because I am of Cherokee, Chickasaw, and Choctaw descent, I was taught this. I learned that it was actually a curse placed upon a man for wronging the gods. However, don't take my word for it, okay? This is just passed down from what my family has told me. For wronging the gods. Okay, for example, like he didn't, stole from the gods
Yeah.
or something like that. And
Or tried to make himself more superior than they are.
I think so, yeah, something like that.
Could be, because that's a lot. It's jealousy. Jealousy of the power and saying, I want that.
Well, more greed, if you're talking
Yeah.
like that. It's more greed for power. But, the Yanaldushi was, in fact, what we now call a werewolf. There is a creature from India, and I am talking India, not like Indian, America Indians.
They're not Indians.
I
they're
can't
Native
remember what it's
Americans.
called, but it is a shadow creature that would draw men out in the middle of the night.
It looked like a woman.
No, it wasn't.
There's actually one.
It was
like that.
literally, it looked like a demon that stood about this tall. It was blue and covered in fur. There is depictions of it, like drawn out. Nobody could get a photograph of this thing.
But they just remembered what it looked like.
Yes, and they would draw men out with sounds of sword fights and yelling, and then when they would come out and stray away from their other friends and everything, they'd kill them off and eat their brain.
If they got captured.
No, when?
Yeah. So what I was talking about, when you brought that up, my first thought was the woman. There is a mythical tale that a woman, it's a shadow of a woman, and it's a pretty lady. She looks really beautiful, but once she lures you away, she eats you,
You're talking about Siren.
most likely.
Yeah.
And this is actually a real.
Yeah.
So it's been a real thing.
So for those of you who don't know, sirens are creatures of the sea. Some are depicting them with wings, some are depicting them with tails.
Depends what origin.
Yeah, it depends on which origin, really. Sirens, they will, as their name describes, sing a beautiful song, and it will hypnotize men and lure them to their death in the ocean, and then the sirens will grab them and drown them and then eat them.
Or either they make the guys use suicide.
Yes, there's been many tales of men going insane and literally steering their ships into the reefs and just...
Well, I know that one tale was that the man just walked down into the water and just drowned himself. She didn't even do nothing to him. She just watched him die. And it's a messed up tale. It's kind of like Grimm's Brothers type of stuff. You know, like with Rapunzel type stuff. Rapunzel now is... Ooh, there's a little... We can talk about that different time. Grimm Tales.
Let's talk about that.
That may be future.
Yes. The Kraken was said to be... Let's talk about the Kraken real quick.
Yeah.
The Kraken was said to be controlled by Davy Jones, Davy Jones was a sailor that was in Pirates of the Caribbean. He was supposed to be in charge of guiding all the dead to the afterlife.
Yeah.
Well, there's been other tales of him being like a really bad guy. He got killed off, and all his bounty and everything was at the bottom of the sea, and nobody can find it because it's Davy Jones' locker.
It's kind of like trying to find the Nazi treasure.
The what?
The Nazi treasure. You never heard about that?
Interesting.
We will talk about that at a different time, actually, after this
That's
video.
actually really cool, yeah.
Okay, but actually, I think it would be a good time to wrap this up, you think?
About time, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, moderator gave the thumbs up for almost wrapping it up.
We've had a long discussion, I'd say.
Yeah, and I already got my 3 strikes in.
2-minute break where I have my spotlight.
How long is it?
20 minutes.
Alright, so we will see you next time. Again, this is episode 3.
This is Diesel.
I'm Diesel.
JJ.
And Marshmallow.
Any suggestions you have for future topics, leave in the comments below. Love you all.
Peace.